Good morning class, I'm your Rashi ma'am and today I'm going to give you the summary of chapter 1 of science, that is food and digestion. Okay, so we all eat different kinds of food items every day, like in our lunch, in breakfast and dinner we eat different kinds of food items, and sometimes whenever we skip our breakfast or lunch, then we feel very weak. We feel dizziness and we are unable to do our work properly. So this happens because the food is the basic and essential need of our body. Okay, and it gives us energy so that we can perform all our work properly and also help us to grow and keep us fit and healthy. Okay, and do you know that there are some substances which are present in the food which actually responsible for the growth and give us energy and keep us fit and healthy, and these substances are called as nutrients. Okay, so there are different kinds of and varieties of food that we eat. Okay, and different kinds of nutrients also we get from these food items. Like there are 5 types of nutrients that we get from the different food items. So the first one is carbohydrates. Carbohydrate is a nutrient that we get that are of 2 types, which is sugar and starch, and with the help of carbohydrate we get the energy. And the food items that contains carbohydrates are also called energy giving food. Okay, so the food items like honey, bread and banana, there are many more carbohydrates, food items that by which we get the carbohydrates and we get the energy to perform all the physical work. Okay, the next one is protein. So protein, the food items that contains protein are actually called the bodybuilding food, means they help us to build our muscles and also help us to grow. So that means that protein is very essential for the growing child, right? So we all should include pulses every day in our lunch or dinner, and we should never skip it. There are other food items also like eggs and meats from where we get the proteins. Now the third nutrient is fat, which is also the food items that contains fat, or also called the energy giving food. So fat gives us more energy than the carbohydrates. Okay, but excess of fat can cause obese. So the food items like butter and ghee and cheese, there are many more by which we get the fat, and we should include these fats also in our daily diet. Now these are the food items, nutrients that I told you about, like they gives us energy and help us to grow. Now, do you all remember the Bahubali? And whenever the Bahubali enters in the battlefield, did you notice that he wears an iron armor? Right? So that iron armor actually protect Bahubali from the dangerous weapons, right? So likewise, there are some nutrients like vitamins and minerals are also called as protective food, which gives us and keeps us healthy by fighting against the diseases, right? Interesting, na? So these vitamins and minerals we can get from different kinds of fruits and vegetables, and they are very essential because they protect our body from the diseases. And there are different kinds of vitamins that we get from the fruits and vegetables, as well as different kinds of minerals like calcium is a mineral which is responsible for make our bones and teeth strong. So calcium is very important, and also the iron which helped in the preparation of the blood. So there are different kinds of nutrients, which is carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals, which have their own importance, and we should include each nutrient in our daily diet. So apart from these nutrients, roughage is also very important that we should include our diet. Okay, so roughage is a fiber that we get from the food items that we get from the plants, right? So these food items, like which includes the different kinds of fruits and vegetables and seeds like apple, banana, and peas, beans, and chia seeds, and pumpkin, by which we get the fiber, and that cannot digest, but it helps in the removal of undigested food from our body. So we all should have salad in our daily diet, because salad is a good source of roughage and also help in the removal of undigested food from our body. So somebody is facing the problem of constipation, so they should eat salad more in our diet, right? Now, water also plays a very important role. We should have at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day, because water help in a digestion process and help in the absorption of the food inside the body. So it is very important to have at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day. Now we know about the nutrients, roughage and water, so move towards the balanced diet. Balanced diet, we all should have balanced diet in our daily diet, because it should not contain junk foods or the other unhealthy foods, but it should be healthy, and because of that it is the requirement of our body. So we should include what are the things in our balanced diet? Yes, we should include all types of nutrients in a proper amount, and roughage and water. So the nutrients that we should need to include, it not like the fat should include in much amount or the protein in a less amount. It should be in a proper amount. We need all types of nutrients, because it is our body requirement, right? So take all the nutrients in a proper amount and include the roughage and water too. So it will become the balanced diet, and you will definitely become healthy and fit. So we all know much about the food and move towards the digestion now. So I think you all may curious that food gives us energy, that I taught you. But how the food gives us energy? So what actually happens whenever we eat food, then the food broken down into the smaller, simpler and soluble substances that can be easily taken up by the body, that can be easily absorbed into the body, right? So the process by which the food break down into the simpler and soluble substances, that is called digestion. And there are many more organs that involved in the process of digestion. So now we are going to know about the digestive system, the human digestive system, and I am going to explain you about all the organs in a brief. So students, this is the diagram of human digestive system, and here you can see many types of organs that are involved in this human digestive process, right? So it starts from the mouth, because we eat the food from the mouth, and when we eat the food, then with the help of teeth we can chew and grind the food. And here you can see the salivary glands, which produces saliva, which mixes with the food and help the food to break down into the simple forms. Okay, now the food, when we swallow the food will, with the help of this food pipe, food travels and reaches in the stomach. This food pipe is also called esophagus. So when the food reaches to the stomach, this stomach is actually the muscular bag-like structure where the food churned and mixes with the digestive juices, and it also breaks down into the simple forms. Now from the stomach, the food reaches to the small intestine. This is a small intestine, which is not actually small, and it is a long coiled tube-like structure, and where with the help of other digestive juices, like from the liver, bile came here. From the liver, bile came here, which is actually helps to digest fat in small intestine, and with the help of pancreas, the other pancreatic juice and digestive juices came here, which help in the digestion of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. So all the important nutrients which are present into the food will absorbed here in small intestine. and the digestion also completes in the small intestine. Now, the other undigested food that left will move towards the large intestine. So this is the large intestine where all the undigested food travels and the water that is present into it get absorbed here. Now the semi-solid waste that is left will be in the form of a stool, comes out with the help of anus. So this is all about the human digestive system. So now we understand that we should eat healthy diet every day and we should eat balanced diet every day. Okay, and avoid eating the junk foods like french fries, chips and burger and other food items which actually are the junk food and unhealthy food, which contains more fats and sugar, which is not good for our health. Okay, so we should follow some proper good eating habits for the proper digestion, like we should have balanced diet every day and chew the food very well, and also drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water every day, and eat fresh foods, include lots of fruits and vegetables in your diet. Okay, and other than the fruits and vegetables, there are some food that cooked before eating, like frying or boiling or roasting, right? So this makes the food more tasty and easy to digest and soft. Did you notice that the food item like milk, did you notice that whenever you keep the milk on a table and leave it for 2 days there, then if you smell it, you found it that milk become spoiled, right? So why this happened? Why the milk becomes spoiled? Because of the growth of the microbes, right? So there are some food items that get spoiled on the room temperature, right? So if you want to stop this spoilage, for that prevention we need to know about the food preservation. Food preservation is actually the process by which we can prevent the food items by getting spoiled, means by which we can arrest the growth of the microbes, right? So there are many methods by which we can do the food preservation. So the 4 main methods that I'm going to taught you here, that is first one is refrigeration and freezing, right? So whenever there are some food items like your milk, right, your milk and meats and other food items which is made up of mostly the milk preparation, which you should keep in a freezer where the growth of the microbes gets slows down, right? So by which you can protect your food items from getting spoiled. Now the second process is bottling and canning. So you can observe here the this juice bottle, like if you have the juice bottle with you or some other things, right? So what these bottles, these cans are actually how they made, they first they kill all the germs which is present into it and then they sealed it, right? So that the microbes cannot grow there and you can just keep it for a longer period of time, right? Now the next process is drying, in which you can see here the resins. I have just kept the resins with me, and these resins are actually made from the grapes, right? So what happened, we have to remove the water content from the grapes, and then we need to dry it properly, which becomes the resins finally, right? So this actually prevents the food from the spoilage. Okay, now there is a next process which is pickling and jailing. I hope that you all notice that whenever your grandmother made the pickles, so she always added lots of salt and oil into it, right? So why she did so? Because salt and oil are actually act as a preservative, okay, and they will arrest the growth of the microbes. Now you can see here the jam. You all love jam, I think, right? So jam is very sweet in taste, and this sugar that is present into it, that sugar is actually act as a preservative, right? So it will also prevent the growth of the microbes, by which you can keep it for a longer period of time. So by these 4 processes, which is refrigeration, bottling and canning, drying, and pickling and jailing, you can prevent the growth of microbes, and you can use the food items for a longer period of time. Okay, so this is all about this chapter, and I hope you find it useful. And please see the video at least twice, so that you can understand and you can revise all the things properly. And we will meet again soon. Thank you, class.